right, guys, so today we're moving on lesson 5.5, which is applying the Pythagorean theorem. So that means we're actually going to be taking the Pythagorean theorem and we're going to be putting it towards some real world situations and applying it, okay? So let's jump into it. All right, guys, so on example number 1, it reads, a 13-foot ladder is leaning against a wall. If the ladder is 5 feet from the base of the wall, how high up the wall is the top of the ladder, okay? So by looking at this, let's go ahead and look at what we're looking at. So the ladder is already 13 feet long, okay? The base of it, from the base of the wall all the way to the base of the ladder is gonna be 5 feet. We wanna know what the height of this guy is going to be, okay? So if you look, I actually have a right triangle drawn here, okay? Right triangle. So I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem off that. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The hypotenuse opposite of my right angle is always going to be my long side, my c value, so that's 13. And the other ones are going to be 5 and then the blank. So I'm going to do a squared plus 5 squared plus 13 squared, okay? And so right now I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find this missing side. So I have a squared plus 25 equals, and then 13 times 13 is going to be 169. And then if I subtract 25 on both sides, a squared is going to give you 144. Take the square root of both sides, so a is going to be 12 feet. So that means on this wall, from the base of the wall all the way up to the top of the ladder, that's going to get you 12 foot up the wall, okay? So we use Pythagorean theorem to find that missing side of that right triangle, okay? Let's jump over to example number 2. So on example number 2, it says, a lighthouse inspector spots a ship 380 meters away. So that means from this top of this, he spots it 380 meters away from where he's standing, okay? The lighthouse is 88 meters tall. How far from the shore is the ship? So that means the guy is sitting on top of this thing. He looks out, he probably has a meter showing how far away is the ship from him, okay? And so now we have to find how far that ship is from the shore, or how far he is from that. So we're gonna be using Pythagorean theorem here. So right now from where he's standing, looking straight down at the ship, that's my hypotenuse. The height of this is going to be 88 meters tall. We need to find the base of this, okay? So I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem to find that. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. My c value is always my long side opposite the right angle. So that's going to be 380 squared. My b value is going to be the height of this, so I'm going to do 88 squared. And I need to find my missing side, which is a squared. Remember, on the legs, it doesn't matter which one you put it in, okay? So right now, 88 squared is going to be 7,744. 380 squared, which is going to be a really big number. That's going to be 144,400. So now I'm going to subtract 7,744 from both sides. So I'm going to subtract 7,744, and that's going to end up giving me 136,656, and then I just have to take the square root of both sides here. So I'm going to take the square root of that number, and it's actually going to come out to be, A is going to be 369.67. Okay, this is assuming the lighthouse is directly on the shore. So right now, it is, if we want to round up or round down, it's going to be 370, about 370 meters. So it's going to be about 370 meters away if we ended up rounding up, okay? So we use Pythagorean theorem to get a guess or to get an actual number on how far that ship is away from the shore, okay? All right, let's show. All right, so right now on example number 3, it says, the flag of Tanzania is shown below. The flag is 25 inches tall and 34 inches long. What is the length of the stripe of the diagonal, okay? So the height of this guy is gonna be 25. The length is gonna be 34, and it wants us to find the diagonal, okay? So if I look, I could actually end up drawing a right triangle going all the way across this thing. So right now, if I go the opposite, that diagonal right there is going to be my hypotenuse, okay? So I'm going to do 34 squared, wow, So I'm going to do 34 squared plus 25 squared, and that's going to equal c squared because I'm finding my hypotenuse along this side. So 34 squared. 34 squared is going to give me 1,156. 25 squared is going to give me 625. I'm going to add those together. And that's going to be 1,781. And then I just have to take the square root of both sides. So C is going to end up giving me 42.20. Okay? And so right now, this is going to be in inches. So it's going to be about 42.2 inches. Or if you wanted to round, it could be about 42 or 43, however you wanted to do it. Okay? All right, so the figure below shows the map from a hole of the Lake Waco Country Club. How much shorter is the distance from the tee box to the green than the distance to the fairway? So right now, if you look, surely you're going to hit going here on the fairway and then hit going straight down. So this shows, here we go. I'm going to actually pause right there. Hard to see. Great. $165,220. Okay. Okay, so if you wanted to be a hot shot and you wanted to hit it from the tee box going straight here it's 165 yards. Then you have to hit it 220 yards to get to the green from there, okay? So you can actually hit the tee box from here and go straight to the green and cut across. So we're going to find the distance from the tee box to there to figure out what club I needed to use. So we're going to be finding the hypotenuse here because this is my right angle, so we're going to be finding the hypotenuse. So again, I'm going to take my two legs, 165 squared plus 220 squared is going to be equal to c squared. So 165 squared is going to be 27,225. Then 220 squared is going to be 48,400. I'm going to add those together. And that's going to give me 75,625. And then all I have to do is take the square root of both sides. So if I take the square root of that guy, that's going to give me 275 yards. So ladies and gentlemen, you would need to hit a 275-yard shot from the tee box to the green to end up making there. So ladies and gentlemen, this is taking the Pythagorean theorem and applying it to some real-world situations. Let me know if you need any help. Good luck on your skill check.